Yeah, a delayed draw.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's game. Brought to you by Native Winds Radio and Awakening Production Sports. Tonight we're joined with Coach Ron Gallegos, Dean Archuleta, Chris Cisneros, and Fidel Valdez.
All right, welcome everybody. We're here at Spartan Field today for the Española Valley Bernalillo matchup. It's going to be what's going to go down to the final tally when the district comes around. This is a must-win game for both teams, and it's going to be exciting. Why? Because Coach G has somebody in the booth with him, calling color, and putting his 2 cents in and stuff like that too. And we can actually conversate. It's been it's better when there's 2 or 3 people talking at a different time and stuff like that too. So they're heading out to the field right now, doing the toss between the captains. All right.
Number 33, Taos Sandoval. And number 22, Xavier Garcia. And number 5.
We want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors: North Central Solid Waste Authority of Española, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta, New Mexico, Cuesta Lumber and Hardware in Cuesta, New Mexico, the Wildcats Den, Super Save in Taos, and Jemez Mountains Electric Cooperative. We want to thank everybody for listening tonight, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's game.
They defer. All right, tossing the coin in the middle. Bernalillo won the toss, but they'll defer, so they'll kick off. Española will get the ball first, and second half, certain coaches like that. I don't. I like coming out punching in the first round. Get the ball kicked to you and make their defense work, tire them out, instead of the other way around.
I agree with you, Coach. Being in a home field advantage, I say take advantage of it right away. You have a lively crowd. Just try to put up 7 on the board immediately.
Exactly, and that's the way, some coaches like it where they come out in the second half, being behind or ahead, and they think there's that edge that they get with them. We got about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. They're going to start doing the national anthem. So we'll take a little time right now and just let them set up for their things. We're joined up here by Española's coach, Mark Ledoux. Mark Ledoux calling their offense, defense, getting his points across to the head coach. And people don't understand that the coaches up in the box are very important because they're the eyes in the sky. They see what's going on, and they relay it down to the coach so he can call the plays accordingly. Sometimes coaches up here make the calls. So, yeah. Here we go. Bernalillo in the tunnel, getting ready to come out.
These boys are fired up tonight.
There we go.
Coach, is a beautiful facility. First night of the year for Friday Night Lights. The last game we called was a Thursday night game. So this is true fall weather. October, we got the breeze.
Oh, yeah, this is
football weather. I love it.
It is football weather. I had a post on Facebook the other day. It said, I like sweater weather. I don't like sweaty weather. So if you get the key right there, I don't like to sweat in the summer, but I like it now when you got to put a sweater on, adjust to the weather and stuff.
Well, us northern boys, we're not used to this heat. You know what I mean? I've been in Albuquerque for 20-some years, and I still can't handle it.
Here we go, national anthem, ladies and gentlemen.
As we prepare for the national anthem.
West America. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. National anthem played, and we're getting ready to have the kickoff right here. Let's see who's going to be in the backfield for Española receiving the ball. Usually the same personnel goes out, and they're the ones that catch it off the bat. And let's see, right now we got Benny Trujillo, number 1, and we got Michael Maestas, their main returners, and I believe Kevin Cofin. So those are your trio right there. Those are your receivers, your slot backs, everything on offense. And when they actually turn loose, it's a pretty interesting game.
They're going to be kicking in the wind. Hopefully it doesn't hold the ball up and they could get a nice little kickoff.
And if you understand Coach Cobos, he's planning this for the fourth quarter. That way he gets the ball, he gets the win advantage, everything else like that too. Because looking at pregame, you could see Bernalillo has a decent kicker. And looks like he can actually do some field goal damage if that's what they actually need. And let's see who's kicking the ball. Let's see if we can get a number.
Number 19, Ryan Mortensen.
There you go. And it's a kick. It's a knuckleball. It doesn't go far. Bouncing. Picks it up at the 15. He's on his feet, and he gets down around
number
the
22.
24.
Number 22 came darting in with the big hit. Xavier Garcia.
So Española will take the ball. First down and 10. And looks like they're going to put it on the 22, 23-yard line. Actually, all the way up to the 24. First and 10 on the 24. Española will take over. Let's see what kind of offense they're going to come out on this Friday night. All right, they got twins. They're in the spread formation. Quarterback set back in the back. Bernalillo coming out with a 3-4 defense. 3-4 defense, all right. They're expecting the pass. Whenever you get into a defense 3-4, you know that's pass defense.
There he is.
Middle back throw, and it's complete all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Nice little short pass. He was looking deep, but it was covered.
And that was Santiago Trujillo with the catch right there. Good short pass, and that's all you need all night long. You know, you don't need to be fancy and go for the Hail Mary right off the bat. 5 yards at a time, even 3 yards at a time will get you first down every single time.
So what you want to be, third down distance. You got to be able to get those, convert those third downs is where they want to be, is what they're looking to play for, hopefully.
That's correct. They're in twin. They're actually trips. Trips right. Back in the backfield. Primero up.
Oh.
It's an option. He's keeping the ball. Turn around. He got back to the line of scrimmage, but
it looks like he broke the tackle there at the end. It looks like he gained 3 yards.
Right.
Sacrificed the end of that play.
And that's a change up from what their previous offense have been doing. You know, Primero wouldn't run the ball at first, but it looks like he's going to take a gamble tonight. You know, that was an option. Run pass option. You know, RPO's going really strong so far.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. All right. Ball's on the 32-yard line.
Shotgun again.
Bernalillo changed the defense right now. They're in a 4-3 right now. And they got a stand-up defensive end on the far side, so they're going to rush. They did rush. And it's a shovel pass over the middle to Maestas. Maestas, quick. Look at that guy run.
Oh,
and he's all the way down into Spartan territory. Oh, shovel pass.
That shovel pass looked like he was about to get blown up. In the last minute, he just gave a nice little light toss, and he just exploded like got shot out of a cannon. Nice play.
That was timed just right. You know, pick up about 20, 30 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball's on the 35 of Spartan territory. You know, I'm knocking on the door. Once you get into someone else's territory, you're knocking on the door. And it looks like Coach is mixing it up from the last 4 games that he's played already, which is awesome.
Trips right. Shotgun formation again.
There you go. Bernalillo looks like they're going to blitz. They got a 4-3 defense set up. Primero back to pass. Looking down. Nobody keeps the ball. And he saves a sack. Plus gains yards at the same time.
And Primero's one big boy. It took 2 or 3 Spartans to take him down.
That was a gain of about 3-4 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 6. not bad. You know, as a quarterback, you got to be versatile. You got to look all over the place. And if you don't see anybody, you got to take it.
And it's always a good advantage when the biggest player in your team is the quarterback.
That's a fact. That is. And Española breaks the huddle. They got trips right again. You know, if you hear me say trips right, that's because I'm looking at it from the defensive side. So trips right, lone setback. Primero gets the ball. He's looking down. He passes out. Gets caught at the 30-yard line. And takes it all the way down to the 20-yard line.
There's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is on the near side of the field. Looks like to be a false start from the signaling of the refs.
Okay, so what was a good offensive play is probably going to come back.
That's the call. False start.
And that hurts. You know, a good play falls down the drain because somebody was over anxious. But it happens. This is football. You know, you gotta time everything just right. So instead of gaining 15 yards, they're gonna lose 5. So that'll be second and 13.
Early on, negative plays always kill momentum. Hopefully they could overcome this and still, you know, strike, but they're still too far from any field goal distance right now. But
yep. Well, they go into a twin setup right now, single back. Bernalillo looking like they got a 4-man. They changed from a 3 to a 4 defense. So they don't know what to expect. So they're sending everybody. Primero got rid of that ball, but it was an overthrow, incomplete. His first incomplete pass today so far.
He had to get rid of that ball a little bit early. The linebacker was blitzing on the right-hand side of the field there.
A lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking to Coach Lopez, he's the defensive coordinator. He said he's going to pressure that quarterback as much as he can tonight. And if he gets a couple of roughing the passers, you know, it's going to send a message. But Primero's tough, and he's already had a lot of roughing the passer calls on him already the last 4 games. So he stays in the pocket a lot. Trips right again.
Love that shotgun offense.
Yeah, they do. They're all West Coast offense. Pass, and
pass is incomplete. Number 1 wasn't expecting the play. It looked like he got the ball out of just before the play could even develop. And
yeah, Benny Trujillo's pretty much solid. You know, he catches the ball when he threw it. The 4th down, coach going to gamble. Most, you know, I noticed a trend in college that coaches gamble. They're going 4th down anymore. The punters hardly ever used anymore. You know, coaches are going for it on 4th down, and with the field position the way it is, kick it and, you know, put him in the hole a little further, even if it is a bad kick.
And I agree, because if you kick it, you know, I like the gamble which they're going to go for it, because if you punt it, the chances of a touchback, it's only a net gain of 13 yards, so the return is not worth it.
He's got a short trip to the short field, but he's got isolated to Kofin. He isolated Kofin to the outside. He's still on his feet. No whistle.
He fumbled.
Ball's out.
Ball's out. Bernalillo recovered, but there is a penalty on the play. I believe it's going to be a false start once again.
Or
illegal procedure.
Okay. Well, it wasn't kicked, but he still put him in a awkward position as far as field position goes. So, you know, it's not a bad thing, but if you look at statistics, a fumble is a fumble. And it's going to go against you, but actually it was a good deal.
In my opinion, he should have went down. He was already wrapped up in the legs, and if he was going to try to break out, maybe he was going to get 2 more yards. He wasn't going to be stored at the first down marker anyways.
No, that could have been equivalent to a kick, and it should have been. But well, like I said, the gamble. Look at the defense right now. They send 7-8 in the box, and guess what? Option play all day long. You got too many players.
Big play from number 30.
That's been Española's downfall so far. They commit too many people inside the box, so all they need is one runner to get to the outside, and boom, there it is, big run.
Senior Molinar. we're flying through this first quarter. It's 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game in the first quarter already.
Bernalillo, the same thing. You know, they're in the spread formation. You know, they got trips left, and a little toss over the middle. Running back wasn't in position yet, and like Dean mentioned earlier, you know, high school quarterbacks 9 times out of 10 will overthrow. They will not underthrow because they just can't have that judgment like a college or a professional quarterback would have. So it looks like both teams are spread offenses. You know, the West Coast offense, now they're going to the Twins. 2 receivers on each side. Lone setback. Española in a 3-4, 4-3 defense. And
big hole up the middle. And there he goes. 2 tackles to beat. And they stopped him at the 35-yard line.
That was a 20-yard gain. 20-yard.
Now the backup running back, number 10. Josh Barajas, another senior, going up the middle.
See, Española's defense, they're overcommitting. They're sending everybody, and those gaps are just there. And a good running back's going to take you to town and, you know, 20 yards at a time. They're in Sun Devil territory right now, knocking on the door. And you got Twins again. Watch for another option to come out. Quarterback keeper.
Rolling to his right.
And he throws it away. Smart
play.
Smart play right there.
They were looking, I think, for number 3 wide receiver on the near side of the field, and then the safety stepped up and shut that play down pretty fast.
Yeah. 7 minutes right now, and no score yet, but both teams are moving the ball pretty good. So it's going to be interesting here coming out pretty soon. No score. 6:59 with 7 minutes. And they're both spread offenses. But Española has shown already that they've got several options that they can use: the shovel pass, the sweep to the outside, and so on. So right now, Bernalillo's got a slot back. And if you got a slot back, it's a leaning back blocker, but they went opposite. Well, counter to the outside.
Little misdirection. They set the little misdirection with the motion and try to see what the defense is going to give them. See if they jump on anything like that. And Española's defense stayed true in their play call there, and
we got an
nice
update.
stop.
We got an update from Taos. Up in Taos, Bloomfield is leading 47-13. And everybody saw that. The way to the state championship right now is through Bloomfield. But we're here in Bernalillo, and we're going to concentrate on these, Twins right, isolated back, quarterback keep to the outside. Number 11's got good
he's got some good wheels.
He's
2 tackles broken.
He's
inside down at the 9-yard line.
All right.
He kicked it out to the left there, and that was a nice little play, and looked like he was going to get stopped by that outside linebacker, and he just turned on the jets and got another extra 10 yards.
Everybody was focused going to the left side, and quarterback just saw it the other way and, did what he had to do. We got a timeout, though. We got a timeout on the floor with 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Score is 0-0, Bernalillo and Española.
We want to make sure we thank our sponsors out here. Native Winds Radio and Awakening Production Sports. We want to thank Myox Consulting for all your HR needs. Also, we want to thank North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico. 7884 Dispensary in Taos, family owned. Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta, New Mexico, also family owned. Cuesta Lumber and Hardware in Cuesta, New Mexico, family owned. The Wildcats Den.
All right, we're back. Thank you to all the sponsors and everybody that helps out Native Winds Radio. We're going through a little bit of roster changes right now. Number 11, he's a big, tall cat himself. He's 6'4", 6'3", something like that too.
Yeah, they have him listed as a tight end, and he's playing quarterback. Up the middle, number 10.
Josh Moreno's on the play right there. Scored gained a couple.
And he's the opposite side of the quarterback. He's the shorter end, 5'6", but that don't matter when you have speed like the way he does.
Exactly. They're in the red zone, so it's second and goal. Deep in Sun Devil territory. Sun Devils need to get really tough on that defense right now. If they had 7 in the box a while ago, 8, they're gonna have to do that just to stop the run.
For the 6-yard line. Let's see what they do. Motion to the right.
Quarterback keep up the middle. Yeah, no, yeah.
Tripped up.
This quarterback is big. He's strong. He's got wheels. So I think this next play is going to call his own number again.
And
why not?
Why not? That was a textbook tackle. You got a credit number 3 from Española. He stepped up, knowing to the bigger player to cut him down at the legs, and he stopped him short at the line. That was a great play by
Santiago
number 3.
Trujillo, Española. He's been a mainstay for Española, offense and defense. So let's see. Quarterback under center. They changed up their offense. You know, they're going to a run situation, and it's a handoff over the middle. They stop him at the goal line. Short. There's 3 Española defenders in the backfield. They were pretty close to even almost get that ball. You could have taken the handoff. What do you think? They should have done the tush push with that big QB? Pretty much, yeah. He should have called his own number a long time ago.
Off that nose tackle off to the left, it looked like there was a hole there. Could've, like you said, should have called his own number to punch it in for 6.
That brings it a 4th down. No kicking team. Quarterback's under center. You figure a quarterback sneak. You know, look. There's a nose guard. There's a nose guard and a linebacker creeping in. Oh, motion.
I think he got him off sides. I think he got him. Oh. It looks like the call is that that hard count made his own players jump.
Offsides. Well, you got somebody lined up in the wrong area. That's usually what it is. You know, they line up, but they don't talk to each other. Linemen need to talk to each other, and they need to tell them, okay, you're too far up, you're too far back, whatever. But in that case, it wasn't movement. It's just he lined up in the wrong position. Yeah.
Back when we used to line up, you know, we saw watch the heels of the right guard or your left tackle, or you know, when you're on the offensive line, and then you give the tap to the leg. You know, hey, you're too far back. That was our way of communicating back when we used to play.
Well, they're not going to gamble anymore. They got a kicker, and I saw this guy in warm up. He is a good kicker. So let's see if they can put 3 on the board.
No snap.
And
blocked. Oh, he picked it.
It's a live ball. It's a live ball. Well, not in high school. I get confused.
You're not the only one, because I said the ball never touched the ground. I said he's going to take that back for 6 the other way.
College, it's a live ball. In high school, it's down where it's at, and they'll take the ball. So it's 1st and 10. Española going back the other way.
You got to credit both teams to come up with a turnover inside the other end and take left points off the board. So we'll see if it's going to haunt either team later on in the game, because they both moved yards and they both had the ball one time each, and it's still 0-0 with 3 to play in the first quarter. So we might have ourselves a defensive battle.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes. You know, Bernalillo's gaining yards. Española's gaining yards. It's going both ways. But that goal line stance right there was a question. It was a statement. Like, you know, we're not going anywhere. We're going to play. So, yeah, we're in the tip of a real good game so far. And, you know, minus the penalties and stuff like that, too, it's been awesome.
Well,
and just to clarify that little situation, whenever you try a field goal in high school, it's down where it stands and you take the ball over where the last offense had the possession. College, if you get something like that, you can run it to the house. And it's been done several times. A national champion was taken out because of a missed field goal.
Well, last week, if you watch any NFL last week, there was about 5 games where special teams took plays of blocked field goals, missed field goals. There's switched games up.
Wow, they are in the hole. They're on the 1-yard line. And
oh, man, I wonder if he got penalized for catching at the 1-yard line. He was better off maybe not letting it go, and then they would have been placed at the 20. It would have been a touchback.
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
Oh.
Yeah, Primero back. Incomplete.
It looked like a miscommunication, because number 4 was wide open. I don't know if he overthrew him or just maybe ran the wrong route tree.
Right, yeah, you know, he should have ran a post when he ran a flag, you know, because he was not looking. And, well, whose fault is it? Just got to come back and get them out of position where they're not in the goal. Because even if they do have to punt, that gives Bernalillo really good field position. So get out of the hole first and then worry about everything else later.
Three minutes, 24 seconds.
Primero back to pass. He's got a man open, but there was some pushing going on. Kofin was saying, it should be interference.
And I think he's going to get the call because at the 10-yard line, there's a yellow marker on the floor, and the ref looks to be pushing or holding on Bernalillo. So they're going to get a break here out of their own end zone with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to play. It looks like they're going to get a 15-yard penalty, or is it just a 10-yard spot foul in high school?
Well, it should be 15. But, yeah, that very, very...
The ump is walking it out right now, and he'll clear that up for us. And it's going to be 15.
All the way up to 16.
It's going to give Española now. They could open up the playbook a little bit more
Right.
and see what they could do here.
Yeah, Kofin with his size. He's 6'3". And, you throw it to him 9 times out of 10, he's going to catch the ball. He's made some really impressive catches over the last few games.
Oh, low snap.
It's a
Reverse.
over the side. A sweep reverse to Michael Maestas didn't go anywhere. They read that, and they had too many people in the backfield.
Started off with that low snap. He was he's lucky to get the ball off back to him before the play was blown up.
That was a loss of 5 yards, so they're back on the 11-yard line instead of 16.
This is Española's third play on offense, and the second on a negative play. They gotta try to maybe spread the ball a little bit forward. Maybe run some, these jet sweeps or these Bernalillo sniffing them out. I think they need to stretch the field out a little bit more and go vertical.
Well, even a slant pattern towards the middle, because if you see the middle right now, it's pretty empty. And Primero gets tied up in the backfield.
A big loss of 10 yards, and it took 2 or 3 defenders to bring him down, and
all the way down to the 5-yard line. 2:13 in the first quarter.
It's going to be a long third and 15 coming up.
From a gain of 15 to a loss of 13, you can't. Well, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Now they really got to regroup. Simple, slant patterns over the middle would work great because Bernalillo is giving them leeway in the middle. There's only one safety, and linebackers are too far in. Primero back to pass, looks over.
Nobody's there.
Nobody there.
I think that blitz is making Primero get rid of that ball a lot quicker than letting the play develop because all 3 wide receivers were running deep and nobody underneath. They got to cut that route off short, knowing that when they send the blitz like that, the wide receivers got to cut that back and help their quarterback out a little bit in those situations. But
4th and 15. Let's see. I don't see number 8. Number 8's their kicker. Let's see. Looks like they might call a timeout. Oh, yeah. Number 8 is out there. Ariel Quintana, he's their kicker. So, yeah, they still need to get him out of the hole. You got 1 setback to receive the ball for Bernalillo. That's number 6.
And like you said earlier, they're going to be in excellent field position. He's lined up on his own 35. Oh, he got an amazing bounce.
That's a Sun Devil bounce. But this guy has speed.
Oh, nice block. 1 key block. There he goes. 1 more block, and he's going to have some room to go. Another block. 3 blocks. A nice return of 25 yards. What's kind of funny, he is lined up at the 35, but with that Sun Devil bounce, he was able to get back pretty much for that. 2 big blocks by Bernalillo set that play up, and you got to give credit to number 3 once again with a nice tackle to recover because he had some daylight on that left side of the field.
Oh, it was awesome. He it's one of those things on special teams, you never give up. You see the teams and on a kickoff running all the way to the end zone. So, simple things mean a lot.
Hustle plays is where it's at in high school football. I love those kids that never give up.
That's a fact. Well, Bernalillo in good position right now. They're on the 38-yard line of Española, and they're knocking on the door. Let's see, could they be the first team to score? Trips left, quarterback looking, but he's short screen. Short screen.
A key
That fooled
block.
everybody. And they take him out of bounds around the 22-yard line.
They set that play up excellent. They had 3 wide receivers to the right. 2 of them went spread out. The one in the middle lined up, and he cut across like a 5-yard post. A nice, and the quarterback did a good job about drawing the defense turn. He just lobbed it over to him, and it was wide open. And then a nice block, next 20-yard gain. I'm sorry, 12-yard gain.
Yeah. Whenever you suck in the lineman like that too, you know something like that's going to come around, which is a screen pass. We're down to the last minute here, 50 seconds left in this first quarter. Can Bernalillo take it? They're in a Twins formation right now, looking to pass. All right, quarterback's rolling.
We got a blitz.
To the outside.
Takes a shot at the end zone.
And
he dropped it.
There was good coverage.
It hit him right in the numbers, square in the numbers, and as he was falling back, it just came right out of his number, right out of his hands.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, that was good coverage. Michael Maestas was on him, and he had to stretch out for that pass. Overthrown again. It was a catchable pass, but it's one of those things that happens.
And we got blinded by the lights, you know.
So that brings them up to 2nd down and 10. Bernalillo breaks the huddle. All right, they're going to the Twins setup. Lone setback in the back. Let's see what they have up their sleeve. Are they going to throw a long pass?
Let's see if they send that right defensive end on the blitz again. No.
I saw Española took off, exactly. He took off too early. He's trying to blitz, put pressure on the quarterback, and he just went a little bit too early.
Number 8 with the penalty.
Right on the outside, right where Colt 45 is at. So that'll be 2nd down and 5. Ball's going to be on the 18-yard line.
42 seconds left in the first quarter.
42 seconds. Can they score this first quarter or not? Right, they're in Twins position right now. What do they have up their sleeve? Española is sending everybody. That middle is wide open. Handoff.
Handoff.
It was a fake handoff. Quarterback keep. Didn't fool anybody because Española was in the backfield before anybody knew what was going on. Cody Trujillo again. That name's coming up. Santiago Trujillo. Trujillo brothers.
Now Bernalillo's going backwards after that nice first down. They've gone backwards 39.
From a 5-yard penalty to losing 4.
Well,
So it'll be 3rd and 9.
that drop pass in the end zone might have had them shook a little bit. Hopefully they could overcome this.
Right.
I see their starting running back's been on the sideline. I don't know if he's seeking treatment, but he hasn't been back in for a while there.
All right, there they go. It's motion's going to carry him off.
Whistle stop.
They had a short trips. That's a quarter?
That's the quarter.
That's a quarter. No score. 0-0 in this game between the Bernalillo Spartans and Española Valley High School Sundevils.
We want to make sure we thank all of our sponsors out there: North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, New Mexico, Super Save in Taos, Jemez Mountain and Electric Co-op, serving Jemez, Española, and the surrounding areas, Cuesta Lumber and Hardware, family owned in Cuesta, New Mexico, Wildcats Den in Cuesta, New Mexico. Want to make sure that you tune in to Coach Ron Gallegos' Stats and Chats Mondays and Fridays on Native Winds Radio. Download the mobile app KWNZ-DB Native Winds Radio for sports action. We also make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel Awakening Productions NM and Awakening Productions Sports for all your sports needs. We also want to thank Myox Consulting for all your HR consulting needs. North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico. Also, make sure you go and attend the 2nd annual Haunted House Trunk and Treat presented by the Taos County Sheriff's Department to be held in the Super Safe parking lot on October 31st. Back to you, Coach.
Right on. Thank you very much there, Mr. Snedos. Hey, it's coming out to be a really great ball game right now, and Bernalillo's got the upper hand so far, but Española's defense have been stifling them. I don't know what coach has up his sleeve. Right now, they're in a tight trips. Trips left. Isolated receiver to the outside. Oh, Española's
again.
getting too anxious. Hard count. Discipline. And that'll happen, when you know your back's against the wall, you're going to fight back and sometimes get too anxious.
Española seems pretty excited because I think they're liking what they're seeing. I think they're hungry. I think that drop in the end zone has Bernalillo rattled, and I think Española sensed it because they've had 2 negative plays since then. So let's see what they got. 3rd and 4. They spread out the formation.
Yeah, they got twins right now, single setback. And I won't be surprised if they give it off to the side.
It's got a man open.
Pass to the outside. Covered by 2 defenders, Cody Cofin and Santiago Trujillo. But it was a catch. They did gain quite a bit of yards. That's first down.
It's going to set up 4th and goal from the 7-yard line.
First and goal right on the 7-yard line. 7 yards. Right now, the running game was doing okay. They just weren't executing. And if they actually, that big quarterback.
Let's see if he calls his own number here. And he has a lot of room to run to the right side of the field. Motion to the right.
And he sees a wide open receiver over the head. But
overthrown.
High school quarterback.
That was a beautiful play, though, drawn up. He brought the motion man over. It cleared out the wide receiver that had set up on the right side. He cleared out, and it was wide open on that corner play. That was a nice play, but just didn't execute it.
Awesome, and that's going to bring it to 2nd down. They still have time to play,
11 minutes, 28 seconds in the 2nd quarter. Still 0-0, but Bernalillo's knocking on the door. Let's see if they could get some points here for their 2nd time in the red zone. Draw play up the middle, and number 30 with the score.
That's it. Like we had mentioned before, the run play is going to really do some damage, especially when they're inside the goal line right there. The running game did damage. It would have done damage a lot more, but now you got to take your chances and throw a few off to the side also. So that brings it 6-0. Bernalillo, 11 minutes, 24 seconds in the 2nd quarter. Kicker's out. He didn't do well the last time, but let's see. Hopefully his line will block for him, and he can see what's going on.
It's blocked. Oh, he missed the block.
It was a
He
high
came off that right side, and I thought he was going to take it off his hand again. So sorry for my The play went through, though.
7-0. Yeah, no, there was a high snap. Everything, the holder did a great job bringing it back to him, and the kick went straight over the top. So it's 7. Score on the board right now, Española Valley High School 0. Bernalillo Spartans 7, 11 minutes and 24 seconds here in the 2nd quarter. Halftime. And let's see what kind of halftime highlights we can see. No band, cheerleaders. We'll play it by ear. But right now, Española has to counter and bring something up. That offense needs to come alive.
I'm pretty impressed still by that place kicker there, the holder there holding the ball. I would have probably panicked with that guy coming, breathing down my neck right there. I would have probably bailed the play out because I thought he was going to take that ball and just block it once again.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to be lucky. In the backfield for receiving for Española, you got Cody Cofin, Benny Trujillo, and Michael Maestas. And let's see what kind of kick Bernalillo is going to set up. It's a
booming kick.
It's down. And did he touch it?
He touched it.
He touched it. Oh, no. And he barely brings it back up to the 14-yard line. That was a good kick,
That was a booming kick, maybe a little bit of the wind to the back, but this kid knows what he's doing. The 7-yard return. 11-14 to play. Let's see if Española could capture some of that lightning in the bottle they had on that first drive and get a rhythm going, because that last drive just didn't pan out very well for them.
No, it didn't. See what we see up here and what they see down there are two different things. I see that the middle's open. Your slant patterns, your slant routes over the middle, getting you yards. It may be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, but that's what you need to do. You need to control the ball and the tempo right now. And
Ball is placed on the 14-yard line for the Sundevils. First and 10.
there we go. Spread formation. Twins with the slot. So he's looking out to the right side. He's got the ball. A lot of pressure coming in. And he keeps the ball, and he's taken out of bounds around the 22-yard line.
There's a penalty on the play that went out pretty early, so it's either a illegal formation or offsides. That was a smart quarterback keeper to give him some yardage.
All right.
False start.
Illegal motion. They're still first down, but now instead of 10 yards, they got 15.
That's 5 penalties on offense for Española.
Oh, you keep track. Yeah.
5 penalties.
That's awesome. That's why I like somebody else in the booth, you know. That way keep track of little things like that too,
and it's only their 3rd possession on offense, and you're not going to win in many games like that, especially on the road.
No.
Against the number 6 team in state, you know. Bernalillo's they're bringing it. Maybe that's, you know, the toughness of Bernalillo that's bringing is maybe shaking the offense of Española, but 5 penalties is on offense is not the way to start the first half on the road.
No, not at all.
But their defense is keeping it in. It's 7-0, 10:33 to go. Let's see what they got lined up on 1st and 15.
There they go. Spread formation. Twins outside.
Oh, and here's the nose tackle for Bernalillo. Must have heard me talking about penalties, and he jumped off sides. He's a little excited to go after that quarterback.
Yeah.
So they'll get 5 of those yards back here.
See what was helping Española is that they took their time out of the huddle, everything else. They're looking at the back judge over here. Once he raises his hand, you got 10 seconds, and then at 5, he starts counting. So he hadn't lifted up his arm yet, but I think it was pretty close. Here we go, spread formation. Ready to step back to pass, looking to his left side.
He's open. Oh,
and that was almost picked off. He really underthrew Kevin Cofin.
I believe the wide receiver gave up and he stopped on the route because he think he was going to maybe be picked off because there was 2 Spartans waiting right there like a wall, and he just stopped his route. I would like to be in the film room in Española when they're reviewing film and they're going over some of these plays, because the wide receivers and quarterback are not on the same page tonight at all.
No, that's kind of not copacetic. It's not relevant because usually they're together, especially Cofin and Primero. You know, though that's like a good combination right there. You know, that's a team that's like Aikman and Irvin. They knew where each other was at all times.
It wasn't like Marvin Harrison and Manning, Aiken, and Irvin. That's a long reference there, Coach. We'll have to pull out some VHS tapes to pull out that footage.
Oh, you got that. Back in the spread formation.
Blitz. Oh, man.
They left that Española line standing.
Number 30, he's having a statement game. He had 2 big plays, a touchdown earlier, and now he just shot through there in a nice big quarterback sack for another loss of 10 yards.
Yeah, we're coming under 10 minutes right now. 10 minutes in the second quarter. And that was a loss, a big loss. It's like 3rd down and 15, 16 to go, and they're in their own red zone right now. Once you get into your own red zone, that's not a good thing. And then a kick, if the kicker kicks like he did before, not bad, but don't depend on your kicker.
The rhythm of the game is off. The penalties and stuff, the first 7 minutes flew by. And since then, it's just penalties. We're 9 minutes in the second quarter, and it feels like it's been an eternity. Oh, nice defensive play by number 6 on one-on-one coverage, and there's a defensive passing interference is the call.
Primero had him.
Another 15-yard penalty.
And that'll bring him back to first down. No, they've had penalties go their way, but they haven't been able to capitalize on them. And that's not a good thing. You got to capitalize on those penalties, especially they give you the yards, positive yards. So here we go, marking off the yardage. 9 minutes, 18 seconds. Española has the ball. From 3rd down to first down. It should be automatic first down.
I haven't been to this field now that they have a fake turf. I played on this field 20-some years ago. But I want to say it for the viewers back home, man, this backdrop of the Sandias earlier was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, they didn't give him the first down. It's still third down in a short 3 yards. So can they convert? They should convert. Bernalillo in a 3-man defense. Quick.
Oh, good catch.
Oh. Saved it. Didn't gain. Probably lost about a yard. But it was a good pass. Oh, flag on the play. Let's see what's up.
Bernalillo is showing blitz.
Another chance.
Every time, and they're seeing something on
motion.
They're seeing something on
5 yards.
that they like on defense. That now that they're sending blitz, you didn't see much blitz on that first defensive set when they came out, but now the last two possessions they've been blitzing Española almost on every play. Just over 9 minutes to play. 4th and 10. Oh, well, let's see what the penalty is, right?
Well, it was legal procedure. They illegal motion. They somebody in the backfield was too excited. So you got the punter, Ariel Quintana, out, ready to punt. It's 4th and 4. But if he can get it out, it'll be awesome. Lone setback all by himself. Bernalillo might be going for the block.
They're going to have excellent field.
Block.
Oh, fake. Wide open, and he's short.
So they give him good field position and everything else. I think
that was a big gamble from Española to go for a fake. That pinned back that deep in their own end zone. It would have converted. It could have been a big play on this left side of the field, excuse me. But he just underthrew it. And now they're in the red zone for the really short field.
Yeah, short field. 1st and 10 on the 21. 8 minutes and 34 seconds left in the second quarter, halftime. Bernalillo comes on a spread with twins. And it's a handoff. No, quarterback keep. Quarterback's got wheels. He's gone. He's motioning. He's down to the 1 yard line. This quarterback could call his number all night long.
If I was Bernalillo, I'd call it once again on this 1st and goal from the 1 and build on a 13-point lead. See.
And there you go.
Shotgun formation.
Yeah, spread. Shotgun formation. You know, a lot of the West Coast offense, but he is running a lot. And sure enough, calls his own number, and he's in.
The gamble didn't pay off for Española. Down 13-0 with just under 8 to play. Good news is there's plenty of time left in the second quarter for them to make a comeback here early on in the second quarter.
Bernalillo kicks off. They've got to make a good return or kick it into the end zone, either one, to get good field position. Right now, kick is up, and it's between the cross. It's good. That brings us to 14-0. Bernalillo, 7 minutes and 59 seconds left in the second quarter, up till halftime.
Española has to figure out a way to get this offensive going. Other than that, from that first possession, they in that 40-yard play, it's just been nothing but negative play since then.
Right.
They need to relax, get settled in, take a deep breath. Like you said earlier, you don't need to get it all in one play.
No.
Do a 3-yard run, a 4-yard run. They're really running to. They're really wanting to pass a lot, and the blitz that Bernalillo is offering and sending is not letting them set up their plays on offense that they like. So I think they should set up some run plays just to slow that blitz, that defensive down a little bit. That they need to switch up the pace.
8 minutes, that's plenty of time. 7 minutes, 59 seconds, 8 minutes. Let's call it. Back to receive the ball. The same trio in the backfield: Kevin Cofin, Benny Trujillo, and Santiago Trujillo. They need to gain some good yards if it's not all the way into the end zone. And the kicker can do it. Here we go. Kicker's off. It's up. It's high. Let it go into the end zone.
Oh!
No.
Oh!
He's 2 yards short at the 18, but he should have let it go into the end zone. You know, can't always be a hero, take it all the way 100 yards, but thing is, you got to have some smarts. Let the ball go into the end zone, give your team a little cushion to play with. Let's see, Española coming back in their passing offense, and they did a good job that first possession they had. Shovel passes, they mixed it up a lot, and they threw Bernalillo, they left Bernalillo confused. Now, they're not sticking to their game plan. It's like
they forgot how to play football.
Right.
You know, like you said right there, we were you know, they have a booming kickoff. If you had let the ball bounce to the 20, they'd have given them 20 more yards, a little bit more room out of their end zone. So their trips, set up trips. Let's see what they're set up with. Maybe they'll, hopefully a draw play.
Exactly. Bernalillo's in a 3-man defense right there. You got the gaps wide open because the linebackers are back 5, and there's a gap right out the C gap. Right there, boom.
Blitz again, big hit on the quarterback. There's 4 defenders in the backfield, and they're just punishing him, and the QB's helmet's off. He took a big shot. He's down. That's something you don't want to see.
That defensive line, 3 defensive linemen. You look sure you got the linebackers blitzing, but primero, that's not a good sign. Because if he goes down, they bring in number 15, Isaiah Gallegos, and he's a freshman. You know, he had a decent game last week when they did call him in, but not moving. It's not a good sign. 7 minutes and 2 seconds. We're at the 7-minute mark, coming up to halftime. And, you know, when somebody's down, you know, they get on their knees and they just, you know, put respect. Respect everybody down on their knees.
Oh, he's up on his feet. That's a good sign. Deep breath. Walk it off.
He goes down once or twice a game. He does.
This coaching and the offensive line needs to protect him, knowing or call a timeout. You know, they saw a jailbreak, you know, an all-out blitz. You said they lined up 3,
but then they said
defensive tech, and they sent 5. You know, there's too many gaps open. They need to set up they need to establish the run, try draw play, a little shuffle play, something. But lining up in the backfield isn't, and letting them tee off on your quarterback is no way to run any offense, high school, college, or NFL.
So we got the freshman, number 15, Isaiah Gallegos. And let's see, he's got twins. There's a stacked twin on the left side. Quick, get off.
Blitz.
He's got somebody. And
oh, and it's a pick. He stripped it back from him.
It went right through the receiver's hands into the defender's hands. That's not the way you want to set off a young quarterback, you know.
Well, he ran the tip drill right there, and it looked for a brief minute that the receiver took it back from Española.
And the funny part about that, the freshman Gallegos, his father was a quarterback in high school. I coached him.
Well, he had a nice drop back, but once again, he didn't have no time, and he had to the ball came out of his hand real nicely, but once again, no time.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes. Bernalillo's in control. They're way within scoring for a 3rd time. And they're just going to hand off the ball, hopefully run the clock, time on the clock. A gain of 3 or 4 yards, but they should stick to the run game now. Burn time off the clock.
There's no need to need to air it out right now unless it's a wide open play, you know.
Exactly. Quarterback keep, give the running back some work, and you know. Running backs, if you're not tearing it 10, 20, 30 times a game, you're kind of useless in the backfield. And this backfield is pretty tough right now, the way it looks. Number 11, he can run the ball. Number 30, 20.
Number 10,
Yeah,
they're stacking up the yards on the ground.
There's quarterback, and it's a reverse. Number
Still
6 on the
trick.
outside. He's gaining yardage. He's going to go out right around the 15-yard line. The 5-yard line.
It's enough for a first down. First and goal from the 6-yard line.
All right, they're going to stop the clock a little bit just to change the chains. But it's first and goal. Quarterback call his number right now. Anyway, which way they're going.
The chain gang's liking this this offense. They've been on this side of the field this whole half. They haven't even had to walk up and down the field once.
No, not at all. There we go. Spread formation. Quarterback, a high snap, but he pitches quick out to the outside. Number 30 still on his feet, and he gains maybe a yard.
He avoided a tackle and made something out of nothing right there to get it down to the 4-yard line, but that high snap kind of threw the timing off on that play for sure.
It did. Otherwise, that could have been a little bit more dangerous. That'll be second down and goal. Ball within the 5-yard line. Bernalillo coming out of trips. Watch for a misdirection right here. They got trips left. Watch the quarterback take it to the right side, to the short side of the field.
Oh, miss snap again, and he went to the left. You called the play. He just went to the left, and
it was obvious.
Great call, coach.
You know, that's a play. You know, I think I would have called, or my offensive coordinator would have called, because everybody's stacking to the field side, the strong side. Guess what? Nobody's taking care of the weak side. But what's going on? Some confusion. With that score, that's 20, Bernalillo 0, Española. There's 4 minutes and 29 seconds, 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. Española, if they go into the locker room like this, they're going to have to really settle down. You know, it's one thing not getting off the bus, but you got to come out to play, and they started great. And then something happened.
You know, like you said earlier, when Bernalillo won the kickoff and they deferred, and you said you didn't like it, neither of us liked it.
No.
And now, the way it's playing out to be, if they could get another stop here, then they get the ball back and they could go up huge early to start that third quarter.
He's blocked.
2 blocks tonight for Española Valley, number 1.
That's a
flying in off the corner, so it's 20-0. Maybe that'll give a little spark to this Española. Those boys, there's still a lot of football to be played left, and you know, there's no reason for them to be hanging their heads. Yeah, they got smacked in the mouth, but like you said, it's the game started. It's get off the bus and let's go.
All right, thank you, fellas. We're just going to cut in here for a second to give a word to our sponsors: North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, New Mexico, Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta Lumber and Hardware, Wildcats Den, the Super Save in Taos, and the Jemez Mountains Electric Cooperative, serving Española, Jemez, and the surrounding areas. Coach, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Snedos. You know, hey, we can't do this without our sponsors. And, yeah, without sponsors, I thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. You know, hey, there was a flag on the play, so it looks like they moved Bernalillo 10 yards back, which now Española can actually return the ball without worrying about it going into the end zone or stuff. So let's see that one of the receivers can take it all the way, make more yardage out of it.
And these Española Valley, you know, these backs, they have good speed.
They do. They are fast.
Oh, he muffed it.
Oh, he called fair catch. He called fair catch. I don't know what the thing is, you know. I'm going to have to talk to Española and see what the coaching staff, you know, they only got 4 coaches. Give him that. So you got a coach that specializes in special teams, one on offense, one on defense, and then head coach. So there's a lot involved. I've been on a four-coach team before, and they do a lot of work, and what hurts most is your special teams.
Always special teams. And then, you know, when you play most of these kids, you know, they're tired, you know, playing Iron Man. You know, a lot of these kids play Iron Man, so their offense, defense, or the kids that are on special teams are the ones that are only in on special teams, and they're nervous. They want to make a play. They want to make the best of that situation that they're in and make a moment. And you know, they're high school kids. They're still kids, and you know, the moment's a little big for some of these guys, and they got a little bit nervous. So let's see if they can make something out of the, you know.
Oh, you got trips right. Okay, it's a short trip, so they got trips on the short end of the field, the weak side.
Primero's back in the game, back to pass. Oh, nice play.
Now go forward, go forward.
Go down.
All right, he's right at the first down marker. That's what they needed now. Just don't get impatient. Short little passes, kill the clock, and move the chains.
And that's what they're doing. That's the first down they've had since the first quarter on that big 40-yard play. That's their first down, so that's a positive sign. With 4 minutes to go, there's plenty of time. They still have 3 timeouts. Go down, make a positive play, or at least, you know, even if you don't get a score, go all the way down and milk some time off and get some momentum for your offense. Give your defense a break, you know.
All right, clock is done. We're under 4 minutes right now. They're set up in the same situation. They got trips right. And they're playing the trips to the right side. And what they should do is come to the weak side. And there they go. Another catch. Good catch all the way up to midfield.
And that's just pitch and catch right there, like you said. Aikman or Irving.
Go on. I want to use the quarterback analogy, you know, because that's the one I could remember right off the bat. You're a Denver guy, so who's your, you know,
Well, Manning to DT, Elway to Rod Smith, you know, Vance Johnson, if you really want to date it back, you know, those days, you know, the Three Amigos days. But right now our QB is Bo Nix. So, but it's a good thing that Española has Primero back in there, and it's showing that 2 back-to-back first downs. Same formation.
Looking at the trip side, looking at it.
Wide open, overthrown, interception. Number 6 with the big return.
And he's still on his feet.
Number 8.
That ball was intended for Santiago Trujillo, number 3. And Santiago Trujillo is not a very tall guy. He's only like 5'8". Not even. Yeah, he's like 5'8", or shorter than that. But, you know, I think because of the pressure of the defense from Bernalillo is rushing his passes and not coming through. There's a flag on the play. Personal foul. All right, goes to bring us Bernalillo.
The interception's going to stand from what it looks like. From when I was looking on the play, it looked like there was a crackback, and he took one of the linebackers took a big hit on one of the offensive linemen and blew him up, you know.
Right.
Those plays look, you know, cool for the highlight reel, but there's no need for it anymore, you know, for the player's safety.
Right. Personal foul takes them all the way back to their own 49, which still at midfield.
To go back to that last offensive play, I'll reiterate after this play since they're lined up pretty fast.
We got a final from Taos. Bloomfield 65, Taos 14. That's over.
Oh, fumble!
Fumble, and he's still chasing it.
He got it back, back in his bread basket.
That gained him yards. That gained everything like that too, minus the fumble, turnover. But if it's going to happen, it better happen that way.
To go back to that Primero overthrown, you know, the 2 plays before work to that left side of the field there, if what I would have done there is I would have do a draw play. Like they did earlier, they were moving the ball. I think they got a little excited, and you know, they said, you know, go get your hand in the cookie jar. You don't need to go and get all the yards all at once.
Not at all.
You're building momentum, and just like that one play later, it's all gone.
We've seen it. You know, Bernalillo set up in the Twins. Watch for a quarterback keep right here. He sees him. He's overthrown again.
Overthrown.
He had pressure. He had pressure, but, you know, he still had time. He had time. Number 6, that's Cody Trujillo coming in from the outside.
2 minutes to play here, and if Española could get a stop right here,
exactly.
There's still 2 timeouts left. They're not, you know, they need a stop here if they want to stay in this game.
They need to stop, you know, and try to get some momentum, carrying them into the locker room so they could come back in the second half and do something about it. But if they fall apart and let them score right now with
minute 56 to play.
56 left. You know, you're giving it to them. So right now, offense in twins motion, and it's going to the motion back.
Number 6.
And that was too easy.
Oh,
and that play.
Oh, penalty 58. Oh, they didn't call a penalty. Oh, that's number 58 and number 33 looked to be getting a little scuffle. The ump reached in his hand to go pull out the flag, and he never pulled it out. So he's gonna let him play a little bit of frustration on probably on both teams there.
Right. As soon as they set the chains, the clock should start up again. 1 minute and 44 seconds till halftime. But that was uncalled for because that sucked in the defensive end off the left side, and he just ran around him. And that's, discipline. You got to control. You got to contain the outside edge, force them inside, and let your defensive tackles and your linebackers make a play.
They've been fooled twice on that reverse. They didn't contain anything in the flats right there, and the containment was blown on both ends.
There you go. Quarterback back to pass again. He's got one open in the wide overthrow. Could have been picked off. Could have been picked off, but no. It's into the end zone and incomplete. 2nd down and 10. No big deal.
And, Bernalillo doesn't seem to be in a rush. They have still their 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
The minute 29 for their 25-yard line. The whole playbook's open right here.
Oh, a minute and a half. That's plenty of time. If you use your time wisely and you call good plays, it should open up everything right now.
And even if they don't gain a yard here, the way that kicker's been kicking with the wind to his back, then, they might be able to still walk away with the field goal right here.
Good. I don't see why not. They got a tight trips off to the left side on your short field, on your weak side. But
number 6
off again, going to all the way down to the 20. And they've done that several times. They'll line up on the short end of the field and use the field. Usually their wide open field is your strong side, even though they do have trips on the other side. But yeah, it's worked and it's working so far. So let's see if they're going to try it again. Española tried that, but they started throwing.
Nope.
They're going to a twins formation right now. Single back. I wouldn't doubt it if they give it to the running back just to kill off some time. We're under a minute right now.
High snap to the running back.
And, the guy came in a little bit late. Be careful.
It's getting a little chippy down there. District games can be a little...
I think they're just going to let the clock run out, to tell you the truth. Oh, timeout. Timeout. Bernalillo, should we score or not?
Well, I'd score. It's still early game.
Make sure you tune in to Coach Ron Gallego's Stats and Chats Mondays and Fridays on Native Winds Radio. Make sure you also join us for the 2nd annual Haunted Halloween Trunk and Treat presented by the Taos County Sheriff's Department to be held at the Super Save parking lot on October 31st. In the late afternoon to the evening, starting around 3 p.m. If you'd like to be a sponsor or need more information, please contact Native Winds Radio at 575-779-9118 or admin at nativewindsradio.com. Back to you, fellas.
Right on. Thank you, Mr. Snedos. Hey, going great right now. The decision, should we go for the touchdown to end the half? No, any coach will say, let's put it out of hand right now. I would say, if we got a chance for a touchdown, go for it. It's not like you're trying to run up the score or anything. You're just trying to demoralize the other
QB sneak.
Quarterback keep.
Had a little misdirection there where he was going to hand it off, and he ended up keeping that RPO option to the left-hand side. They called a timeout once again with 34 seconds. That was enough for a 1st down, so gain of 6.
All right, we want to thank our sponsors from North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta, New Mexico, the Cuesta Lumber and Hardware, Wildcat's Den in Cuesta, New Mexico, the Super Save in Taos, and Jemez Mountain Electric Cooperative, serving Jemez, Española, and the surrounding areas. Please make sure and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as tuning in to Native Winds Radio to hear Stats and Chats with Coach Ron Gallegos on Monday and Friday on Native Winds Radio. Back to you guys.
Right on. Thank you, Mr. Snedos. Hey, right now Bernalillo is trying to say, do you want to score or not? They score, they put it out of reach for right now until they come back in the second half, and they get the ball back. One thing is a deferment if you're confident that you're going to be with a lead like this. It's another thing if you're going to be behind or kind of mediocre.
And if you're Española, you want to make a stop. You want that motivation to go into the locker room to carry over into the second half.
All right. Quarterback looking to the outside. His trips. He's got a man in the end zone. Wide open. Miscommunication. Española.
Number 2 had a chance at an interception, and when he looked up, it just went right in the wide receiver's hands. And the way to stay aggressive on Bernalillo's part to be up 26, now 27 if they get the kickoff. They've had 2 blocked field goals today. So let's see,
Yeah, you got to send your opponent into the locker room demoralized, and hopefully they can stay that way for the rest of the game. There's 24 minutes left, so Española still technically has a chance. Kick is up, and it's between the goal posts.
27-0 with 28 seconds left.
Okay. All right.
Now that we had some time here in between, with they setting up, Chris, our sponsors were being read off there. The Cuesta Wildcats Den. Being from Cuesta, I missed that burger. Do you remember the old special they used to have back on Fridays with $1 burgers? We'd walk to the Wildcats Den because I lived nearby, and go get 3 or 4 of them and rent a movie for movies at home from Waldo's and have a nice Friday night,
Flash to the past. Oh my gosh, man! Yeah, you're talking good stuff. And I could go even further and say Louis Cafe.
Oh man, the Louis Jumbo Burger basket with the large fry.
That's it. My gosh. And Española looking back to receive the ball, and one thing that should be mentioned to the coaches is that if it's going into the end zone, let it go. You got a fair catch, let go. The same receivers are back there, Kevin Cofin, Santiago Trujillo, Michael Maestas. If it's going into the end zone, let it go. Take it out at the 20. Anything else is just not good. And the kick is off. It's a deep kick. It's all the way down to the...
it threw his hands again.
Nice. And I'm hoping that Española players, they're not baseball players, because that's not a good sign right there. You got to watch the ball. Even in the lights, you got to watch that ball. 18 seconds, all right? It's enough for a couple of plays just to, get your confidence back, go into that locker room.
And I'm the opposite coach right now. If the way the game's been, with turnovers and muff and missed timing of plays, you get in victory formation and you take a knee and you go into halftime licking your wounds 27-0. Yeah. That's what I'd be doing. But they're not.
I wouldn't pass.
Trips right.
I would not pass. I'd do a handoff, something just to get that clock going, and don't even think about it. There you go. Not a bad call, but hold on to the ball, which he did, and let the clock run down from here. Go in to the locker room, get yelled at, regroup, and come back with a different attitude.
And that's halftime. 27. Spartans are all over the Española Sundevils, and the crowd is into it.
Yeah.
And for a district game, this is huge. This is
very
huge.
Much, very huge. We just told you about the Taos game, 65-14. District championships going to Broomfield. So who's going to come out next? Bernalillo, Grants? I don't know. Española still has a chance even if they don't make this game, but
I'll tell you what, we called the St. Pius game a couple of weeks ago, and those boys are fast.
Yep. Well, let the halftime show go on like that too. It's time to go take care of business. I shall return.
Who are you going for, Lobos or Aggies? Lobos, yeah. You gonna come tomorrow?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The first half has concluded with the Bernalillo Spartans 27, the Española Sun Valley Devils 0. We want to make sure we thank all our sponsors, Native Winds Radio and Awakening Productions. We want to make sure and recognize the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and also recognize the New Mexico Athletic Association. Big shout out to our sponsors, North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, New Mexico, Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta, Cuesta Lumber and Hardware, the Wildcats Den, Super Save in Taos, the Jemez Mountain Electric Cooperative, serving Jemez, Española, and the surrounding areas. We want to make sure that you come and attend our second annual Halloween Haunted House Trunk and Treat, presented by the Taos County Sheriff's Department, to be held in the Super Saves parking lot October 31st in the late afternoon to the evening, starting around 3 p.m. If you'd like to be a sponsor or need more information, please contact Native Winds Radio at 575-779-9118 or admin@nativewindsradio.com. Make sure tomorrow that you tune in to the Cuesta Wildcats versus the Escalante Lobos at 7 o'clock here on Awakening Production Sports. Also, make sure you tune in on Mondays and Fridays to Native Winds Radio for Stats and Chats with Coach Ron Gallegos. Make sure you download the mobile app, both on Apple and Android. Make sure you tune in and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Awakening Production Sports. Thank you to all our sponsors and listeners. We appreciate you all tuning in. I'm going to pitch to Coach and Dean now for your first half analysis.
Thank you, Chris. Right, my 2-minute report would be all Bernalillo. They had QB draws, misdirection, they had motion plays, they had reverses. Everything that they did in that playbook worked. They had a couple of turnovers, a couple of penalties, miscues, but it stifled Española, and Española has had, they're getting blitzed on offense. They can't stop that pass rush. They haven't been able to establish a run other than that 40-yard play to start the game. And other than that first drive, they haven't had much of anything going.
Coach, what are your keys to this second half for Española?
I agree with you, and if anything, if Española can come out with a game plan like they did last week against Moriarty, and how Moriarty beat Bernalillo, must have been just luck on their side or something, because I look at Bernalillo's roster and I look at the players down there, that is a big team. And if they play aggressive like they did the first half, Bernalillo's, just looking at something spectacular tonight. Española, their roster is downsized quite a bit, injuries and players not having confidence in a new coach. And you got to put all that away. If you want to play, at least try it out. If you don't like it, leave. But Española really has to come out with a game plan that's going to fit their momentum to take out Bernalillo.
You said it, Coach, and it's all about momentum. The coach looks like he set it up perfectly. He deferred the kickoff. Now they're going to receive the kickoff the second half now, Bernalillo, and they're going to have a chance to get up 35 because they haven't been able to stop these last 3 drives. So they're going to be able to put up some numbers and really put away this team early, even before Española touches the ball.
And as well as I do, 35, you start the running clock, and the running clock is just as good as a mercy rule because it won't stop unless you got a timeout, an injury, or something like that too, and it'll just go and go and go. And from the Taos Bloomfield situation, 65-14, that was a mercy rule right there. But can a Bernalillo, can a Española, can any other team within the district come close? And right now maybe Grants, but right now if Española can play like they did against Moriarty last week, they have a chance. But if they're gonna just lay down, it's not gonna work. So let's see what's gonna happen.
And right now, the coach seems to be, he has his boys riled up, he has them huddled up there, and let's see, hopefully let's see how their body language responds on the field, and they come out and you know, hopefully, you know, that they had some good tacklers. They had some sure tacklers that made some good plays early on. And, you know, when you're down like this, basics, going back to the basics gets you back in the game. And, you know, Bernalillo's had a couple of miscues as well, but the ball went back in their bread basket, and they've had a couple of high snaps, and the ball really bounced their way that first half.
Yeah. We got number 8 and number 6 in the backfield right now, and from what I've seen in pregame and stuff, number 6 is really fast. So keep the ball away from number 6. And I've seen Ariel Quintana, the kicker from Española, kick it all the way into the end zone, and he's got the wind on his back. So that's the thing. Kick it into the end zone, give him 20, and let him work 80 yards to score if they're going to do it again. Make him work. Don't give him, you know, a knuckle ball down to the 10, 20, or anywhere else like that, or kick it out of bounds, because you're just giving him the ball back regardless. Right now, they break the huddle. They're ready to kick. There's not a lot of enthusiasm in Española. They need to pick it up. They need to start jumping and smacking each other on the helmet, just getting motivated.
The fans are out of it. It's quiet. You know, they have a handful of fans out tonight. They made the drive down, and it's, you know, but it's quiet on that side. You know, it's just
a decent kick, but you kicked it too.
Oh.
And that was number 10 all the way up to the 35-yard line. Good return. Good kick, but return was also the same.
They set up a nice little mini wall there, and they got two nice block on that defender there coming from Española. And like you said, they need to be motivated. The body language right now, they could tell they just sound down. Like they seem pretty quiet right now, but hopefully they could do something here.
Yeah, 12 minutes per quarter, 24 overall is what you want to do. They're set up in like a 3-man defense with a stand-up end. It's like a 3-3 defense. Haven't seen that in quite a while, but that leaves your outsides open like it was right now. And a short screen. That's all it was.
That was a lot of movement for a 8-yard gain, but it could have been something bigger. But you know, on that.
And that's what I couldn't figure out at first. You know, I've seen Española play and stuff. I just couldn't figure it out. It's a 3-3-5. It's a 3-3-5, and you know, and that's a good defense against most any offense. But you got to use it the right way. And look, check them out. You got a nose guard and two stand-up ends. And then you got your 3 linebackers in between.
Those linebackers, those linebackers need to be on their game, contain. You know, stop the run. They can't let the running backs and the wide receivers get to that second level without making any contact. So they did a pretty good job there, but they gained 3 yards. They needed 2, and they got 3 on that. So, you know,
you can't follow the misdirection. It seems like they're flowing to the wrong side, and running back just cut back and took it for those extra yards. It's a 1st and 10 right now, right at midfield, the 49.
Just under 11 minutes to play. And do you think they're playing this 3-5-5,
3-3-5
or 3-3-5 because of the miss? They weren't covering the flats or their zones earlier in the first half.
That's correct. Look, they even have a corner blitz right now that's coming in, and they picked it up. But oh no, flag.
Looks to be defensive passing interference. He pretty much didn't give number 4 from Española. He didn't give any the wide receiver a chance. He just kind of bulldozed him on that play. You got to be able to, even though the ball, like we said, underthrown, not overthrown, you got to be able to stop, turn your head, and make a play on the ball, or let the offensive man make a play on the ball.
And that was pretty interesting, too. That was a cornerback blitz from the outside, but the running back picked it up really well and gave the quarterback time to throw that ball. And that was a good, long pass against the wind.
Now, yeah, that was a 40-yard bomb in the air. You know, that's a powerful kid right there.
Yeah. And now it's 1st down and 10 on the 36-yard line on the Española. In the Española.
They're running a tight formation, some QB sneak here.
He's rolling out to the outside, and he's going to keep it. He's going to take it, getting some room on the outside and killing the clock. You're Bernalillo, you want to kill the clock. You want to use as much time as you can and try not to run it out of bounds. You know, because that's just going to stop the clock. And then what?
That was a short gain of 3. He's going to set up 2nd and 7. Sun Devils look to have read that play correctly. And, you know, that penalty, it hurt them. It was a penalty. It hurt them, but it was, you know, they still have plenty of time here to make a stop here.
They sure do. And Bernalillo right now, you know, they're taking their time. They got trips, motion, and it's a short trips. You know, it's like your double slot.
Right.
So, you know,
they can do a lot out of this formation.
He can. I was going to say, I wouldn't doubt it if he's going to isolate, and he did. He went to his other receiver on the outside, isolated the receiver on the outside, and went straight to him. You know, it's just a miscommunication, misdirection kind of play. And it works. It's working so far.
And then he had the one that was in tight against the lineman there, and he just kind of did like a little fake curl out, like a little fade to the flats. Because if that play wasn't open, he was going to be open on the backside.
Right. And he had the running back right there in between the linebackers and the defensive back. So he had a choice. He couldn't even run it himself. But you got Twins right now, and a lone setback. And I wouldn't doubt if he's going to make it a running play right now. He keeps it or gives it to the running back.
Española shows blitz.
There you go.
RPO option, but he's stopped in the backfield. Looks for a loss of 1.
That's what Española needs to do, you know, key on those running plays. You know, it might be just a draw. Might be something, but key on it. And know when it's going to happen. Because if I can call it, just looking at it right now, you know, I'm sure coaches are looking at it also.
Exactly. Right now, the playbook is wide open for Bernalillo. They could basically do whatever they want.
And it looks like they are, you know, they're confident. They're taking their time. They're coming up, you know. Española looks like they spread out their defense a little bit. They got one nose guard, two outside defensive ends, and leaves gaps just like that right there. It's leaving too many gaps. You need to put 4 people on the line.
Well, they blitzed to the outside, and it looked like the quarterback was going to hand it off, and he saw the blitz coming, and he took it himself.
That's it.
So that RPO option, and he did a really good job holding that ball as long as he could before it was a turnover or the running back taking it, and he was able to get 7 yards on that play.
Oh, sure enough. And we're down to 9 minutes right now. You know, 3 minutes have ticked off the clock, and Bernalillo, quarterback's under center right now. They got an I formation. Looks like they're just going to hand off the ball from now on, which is awesome. You know, you don't have to go nowhere. You have to do nothing. Just kill the clock. Now they got 2nd down, 3rd down.
Now 4th and 4.
Oh, yeah, 4.
There's what that's showing on the board here. It looks like...
yeah, it's 4th. I see the chain gang.
That was a good stop there from Española. They contained their coverage and, you know, their gaps, and they pushed, and that was one of the few plays on defense that they had multiple defenders in the backfield.
Yeah, 4th and 4, they're going to go for it. Why? Because they have nothing to lose. You know, they're giving Española bad field position.
Right.
Even if they don't make the 1st down, but he's in a pass formation right now. You know, Twins, and I wouldn't doubt it if, you know, trick him with a run play into the outside. Nope.
And right through their hands.
Nobody open. That was good defense on this one.
That was good
right
defense.
Everyone's covered.
Exactly. Everybody is covered. Even if he would have caught the ball, he might have been short of the sticks right there. So that's a huge win for Española to stay off to not allow a touchdown, knowing that they got pinned back in their own on their own field. But that's a huge win. They should be fired up right now, knowing that they have 8 minutes in the 3rd quarter to come back and try to make it a game, or make it, you know, get some momentum on offense here. Let's see what they come out with.
Whenever you hold a team under inside the 20 and not let them score, that's a big win. That's a plus, you know. And Española coming out of the trips to the short field, single ISO back on the far side. That's a good slant from the ISO receiver would be a perfect play, but it's a run up the middle, gain a couple of yards, not very many. But
it's something.
Instead of having that isolated receiver running down, doing nothing, get him in a slant play and, you know, make him get like 5, 6, 7 yards a play, you know. It's going to work because that cornerback is off too far.
He's giving him a big cushion.
Because you know they're going to throw it to him.
Yep.
He knows they're not going to throw it to him.
He knows
and
he should. You're right, because he's wide open. It's good to see Primero back out there.
Bernalillo Spartans.
There we go. Now you got trips to the open field right now, the strong side. And still, same thing. Isolate that lone receiver in a slant right now. Look how wide that field's open. And they do
Interception.
It was a good play. It was on the mark, but
It was on the mark.
can't be doing stuff like that.
The defense made a play, but the wide receiver from Española has to help him out.
He's not running.
He's not running. This is the second play that he's had like that, where he stopped his route earlier and he did not fight for that ball, and he just allowed the Bernalillo safety to just step up.
No, you got to run those routes 100% every single time, whether the ball's going to you or not. And that could have been a misread right there. But anyways, here comes Bernalillo out. They're twins right, slot left. Well, actually, twins left, slot right. So out of the slot, watch a running play.
Yep. Once I saw 30 in the backfield, that it looked like it was going to be another play up the middle, and sure enough, a nice 13-yard gain. That number 30, he's bigger than most of those offensive linemen. You know, he has some height and some to him.
You got the slot. They're going to counter, and wherever he runs to, that's where the hole is at, and that's exactly where it was at. Slot receivers are not there 9 times out of 10 to catch a ball, but every once in a while you will catch a slot receiver doing a good play. So,
you know, a lot of these high school offenses you mentioned earlier, they like to run that spread offense, and you know, Bernalillo is running it exactly the way it should be ran, like in practice, and tip their hats off to them the way they're running it.
We want to make sure that you tune in on Mondays and Fridays for Stats and Chats with Coach Gallegos. Make sure you jump on and download the app. Native Winds Radio, KNZDB, Native Winds Radio for all your sports action. Make sure you tune in to Native Winds Radio and Awakening Production Sports tomorrow for the call of the Cuesta game at 7 p.m. It's homecoming. Go Wildcats. Back to you, Dean and Coach.
all right, thank you, Mr. Snedos, and that's a good key right there. Guess what? We are kind of an all Cuesta crew up here right now. I was born and raised in Cuesta. Dean was born and raised in Cuesta. Mr. Snedos, Chris Snedos, born and raised in Cuesta. And we're all kind of neighbors, to tell you the truth, right in the same area. So, hey, go Wildcats tomorrow.
Go Wildcats. Shout out to my nephew, Remington Smith. Let's go, boys.
All right, let's get back to play right now. Bernalillo's in control right now. They got twins and quarterback back to pass. Looking down, and he's forced out of bounds.
Good
Not
job.
before he may get a yard or two.
Española is holding containment the second half, and they're making the stops the way they should, and that was a good play on the Española defense.
If they can contain right now, they keep him, to 4 and force him into, another situation like that too. That's positive, because we're still at 27-0, and Bernalillo's already had a chance to score and haven't taken advantage of it. So right now you got twin setups, single setback. Bernalillo probably will throw. Man in motion, they're going to throw to the outside. Watch. Looking to the left. No.
Stepping up wide open.
Flag on the play. That's probably more likely going to be a holding call.
He's signaling holding. The line judge there is signaling holding.
More.
He stepped up in the pocket, and he made a beautiful...
That drew in all the cornerbacks, that drew in the linebackers, and left a receiver wide open.
Beautiful play.
Well, it looks like the receiver's down. Could be a cramp or something. We got the receiver that caught the ball. He's down. I don't think he was...
Yeah, he went down hard once he caught the ball. It looks like he might be cramping up.
Yeah, I think so.
Tomorrow, I think the only Lobos we'll be cheering for are those New Mexico Lobos,
Yeah, I don't think he was celebrating or anything to where he could have, done something stupid, but you never know.
No, I don't think so. He's up and moving around, so it looked like it was probably a cramp.
Really good sign. So we got an official timeout right now. And with that penalty, the holding penalty, it brought him all the way back to the 22-yard line, 21-yard line, which gives Española a bit more room to concentrate on defense And their defense really needs to hold tough, right? Now pressure the quarterback a little bit more. There you go, the Twins formation, set lone back. Española looks like they're going to be sending at least 6. Nope. They got 2, and they give it to end on the outside, number 2 taking a couple balls.
You got to give credit to these defenders, these middle linebackers for Española. They're spread out thin, and they're holding their containment. Number 82, he had a lot of coverage to cover from the middle out to that outside. He made a nice tackle.
Yeah, we got 5:46, countdown right now because they're running the ball, and that makes the clock go a little bit fast. But Española really needs to hold him right now, keep him out of the end zone, and go from there. 27-0 is not much to sneeze at. There you go, quarterback keep to the outside. He's on his horse, he's on his legs, and he's in for the touchdown. This is a running quarterback.
And he had a nice key block there from that left tackle. He just took out that linebacker. I had just credited the defense for holding his containment in the zone, and that one defender just took out 2 guys. The left tackle took out 2 defenders on one block because he blocked his own guy to the outside, holding containment. All he had to do was the quarterback had a chance to move outside, or he took the inside lane, and it was off to the races.
Exactly. There you go. Good snap, good kick, everything, and that was a picture perfect extra point. 34, 1 point shy of the running clock, but let him play. Let him play. It's just what happens. And we got 5 minutes, 13 seconds left in this third quarter. Let's go to our sponsors.
We want to make sure we thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game: North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, New Mexico, family owned and operated; Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta, family owned and operated; the Cuesta Lumber and Hardware, family owned and operated; and the Wildcats Den in Cuesta, family owned and operated;
I don't like seeing
the Super Save in Taos, New Mexico; Jemez Mountain Electric Cooperative, serving Jemez, Española, New Mexico, and the surrounding areas. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Snedos. Here we come back to the field right now. Sending kickoff, Bernalillo, 34-0. And Española still has a chance. They're not out of it. You got 3 setbacks. You got Michael Maestas, Kevin Cofin, and Santiago Trujillo. It's a good kick against the wind. The wind's holding it back. Catch. But his knee was down. Mistake. How can special teams not be doing their job? Little things like that, like a fair catch, knee on the ground. I know you want to catch the ball, everything, but you got to pay attention to detail. You got to pay attention to detail, especially little things like that. He made a good gain out of it, but it came back because he had his knee on the ground.
And
anyways, got to make up for it.
Miscues have just pretty much set up every scoring opportunity for Bernalillo. We've had 3 interceptions.
Yes.
The penalties in the early to pin them back deep. They've all set up, 34 points. That's 4 turnovers. That's 28 points right there. So they're gonna look back on the film and hopefully that most of these mistakes that they made tonight are correctable.
Right. You got chips left, lone back, isolated on the outside, and it's out to the outside, but he's taken down right away. There's too much coverage right there. Our lone receiver on this side was all alone, and that's I think that's his favorite receiver. They should be doing something with slants towards the middle or something. Make that cornerback earn his money. Number 7 is just kind of looking distraught because, come on, throw me the ball, put me in, coach. Let me get something. So yeah, there's got to be more work away from the trips to make things happen. Because they crowded. The 3 defensive backs were only like 3 yards away. They knew what was coming. And there we go again. You got Twins with the slot. Okay, Twins right with the slot. So. And that running back is way back in the backfield.
Oh,
Tried the shovel pass
It's
again. It
again.
worked once, but Bernalillo's defense is more disciplined right now. They're not falling for any trick plays or anything that's coming around. And, you know, that's a sign of a good team. You know, Coach Cobos, I've known him for years. Coached against him many times when I was coaching at Taos with Art Abreu. So, yeah, he is a sharp guy. And he's got a former Taos coach on his staff, Flavio Lopez. You know, like, hey, so there's the defense right there. Coach Lopez is a really good coach.
The coach subbed in a couple of his younger stringers to get some playing time. Some of the younger guys, you can see some of the starters stepping out. Let's see.
All right, Española back again like that too. He's looking towards the trips, looking in the middle. Nothing showing, so he's going to take it. He gained some yards off that one. Well, could have been nothing. Could have been a missed pass. Could have been an interception. He kept it on his own, which is good. That's a sign of a good quarterback. Keep the ball instead of throwing it away or giving it back. But it does 4th down. And let's see, the kicker comes out. Let's see. No, he's staying in, and that's a gamble. And this far into your own field is not a good decision. But if you got confidence in your quarterback and your team, why not? You know, a kick, they're going to be kicking with the wind, so the ball's going to sail further than what you think. There we go, Twins on the both sides, set lone back. Could be a quarterback keeper or misdirection. Bernalillo's coming in fierce. Okay.
Was that a false start from...
false start, illegal motion, because they're sending him back.
Yeah.
Now it puts him further in the hole. There you go.
Send in the punting unit.
Let's see, Primero's going to the sideline to talk to the coach. Okay, kicker's in, so Primero went to the sideline. Good, you got the wind against your back. Get that ball sailing. You know, Bernalillo's barely sending it on back now.
And, you know, anything can happen on a special teams. You know, a muff punt, you've seen it so many times. Just give yourself a chance, you know.
Right. Good snap. Oh, the ball is off, and that's a good kick at midfield, 50 yards.
One block.
Nobody picking him up. Cut across the grain, and he's taken down around the 12-foot fumble.
There it is.
Fumble.
There's a huge return, and it looks like it's recovered by the Sundevils.
That's break number 2 if they do come out with it. Like I said, number 6 from Bernalillo, he's got really awesome speed, and he just really cut through.
2 nice shifty moves, and he was already there. Well, they signal Bernalillo recovered.
Okay,
the
position again, you know,
the coaches from Española were signaling the other way. Maybe they're just trying to persuade the umps. But it looks to be 1st and 10 from the 12. And the quarterback's still out there.
Defense, all right. They're in that 3-3 defense, 3-3-5. I forget which college team made that really popular. I think there for a while, Pittsburgh had made that 3-3-5 famous. You know, it's a good, solid defense if you got the players, but it can also be very harmful, which it was tonight and is. You got linebackers, they're all coming in right at the quarterback, cat him behind the field, but this is a good quarterback. He slid by 2-3 tackles to gain that yards.
Well, he's using his size and his speed and his height all to his advantage, and you know, he's made something out of nothing here with 1 minute to play left in the 3rd quarter. You know, they're really looking to put this game out of reach if they put the icing on the cake here. If they 2nd and 5 to punch it in for a goal-to-goal situation. Well, they'll actually have a chance for another 1st down. They get to the 3-yard line.
Right. Okay. It's a tight formation. Look, they got a slot. So, like I said before, you got a slot in there. And if it goes in motion, you'll see. Oh, he's blocking outside. It's straight up middle blocking.
Handoff,
but the running
tackle.
back just takes advantage of the outside, and he's all the way in for another touchdown.
You got to give that number 22 heart. He wanted that touchdown more than he really wanted. He lowered his head down and he went in for it.
He put all the effort into it. I think, looks, well, hopefully it's nothing serious. I think she's got the wind knocked out of him because the way he bent over. But that was awesome. Let's go into a commercial break.
Devontae Richards, sophomore, with the powerful play to punch it in. But hopefully he recovers from that.
All right, let's go into commercial break while they do this injury timeout.
We want to make sure that you guys all attend the second annual Halloween Haunted House Trunk and Treat presented by the Taos County Sheriff Department to be held at the Super Safe parking lot October 31st in the late afternoon to the evening starting around 3 p.m. If you'd like to be a sponsor or need more information, please contact Native Winds Radio at 575-779-9118 or admin at nativewindsradio.com. Back to Coach and Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Snedos. We're going to set up for an extra point right now. The injured player came off the field. He's walking. He looks like, maybe it was just the wind knocked out of him. Bernalillo going for the extra point, trying to put it a little bit further out of reach, which is at 40-0 right now. 41 will put it even more. And that'll be the running clock after that. So it looks like the end of the third quarter and most of the fourth quarter will be a running clock. Oh, Española came across too fast. All right, Cody Coffin coming off the edge. Crossed the line before, so offsides. Half the distance to the goal line. All right, kicker's going to be kicking against the wind. But he has a leg. He can do it. Let's see how far he's going to put it in.
This wind has that American flag back there blowing in the wind nicely, and the light there. Been watching that flag for the last few minutes since we've been on this side of the field. The second half, it's been in my vision.
That's a good song, Blowing in the Wind, you know. All right, Bob Dylan right there. But here we go. Let's see if this kick extra point, put it up to 41. Good snap. Kick is up. It's gone.
It's right down the middle.
It's over. That's 41. Bernalillo Spartans 41, Española Valley 0. Española's got to come back. They got to score at least once. Safe face,
and then play for pride. You know, I played for a coach. You know, he used to always say, "Con ánimo." You know.
27 seconds left in this third quarter. It's going to be a running clock, so that time's going to go by really fast. This fourth quarter is going to go by extremely fast because there's no stopping the clock. Whether you're down, out, whatever else. You know, you can go out of bounds, but the clock won't stop. Timeout and injuries are any times going to come up. So Bernalillo is setting to kick off the ball. Back in the backfield for Española. Same trio that's been there. They just got to be a little bit smarter about the way they catch the ball. You know, you can't have your knee down. You can't have your arm faced up. And what helps them out is Bernalillo's kicking against the wind. So,
well, hopefully, you know, they could see that most of the starters are pulled as well from the Bernalillo side, and we got some of the reserves in and are getting a chance in here on special teams. So if they take advantage of that, maybe they could, you know, use the speed of Española and, you know, gain a few yards.
And it's a knuckleball. The wind held it back a lot, but they got to pick it up. You know, it's a live ball. He picked it up and he made a few yards out of that. But that is, you got to jump on that thing like, I hate to say it, but like a fat kid on a candy bar, you know. So you got to pick it up. Well, it's that bad that, you know, don't let it bounce.
I don't know if you watched any NFL this past weekend where the weekend before where the Pittsburgh Steelers they kicked it into the end zone and he let it go, and that's a new rule in the NFL, and the Seattle Seahawks jumped all over, and it was a touchdown that turned out to be the difference in that game.
Exactly.
You know, and that's a new rule, and you know these coaches have to remind the kids that it's a live ball.
That's it. That's the end of the third quarter right now. So with the score 41-0 in favor of Bernalillo, we're going to take a little break right here while they exchange and do everything else right now. So
we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We want to thank the sponsors, Native Winds Radio and Awakening Production Sports. We also want to recognize the New Mexico Broadcasters Association. We want to recognize the New Mexico Athletic Association, and we want to thank all those sponsors for supporting us. We also want to thank North Central Solid Waste in Española, New Mexico. We also want to thank Jemez Mountain Electric Cooperative, serving Jemez, Española, and New Mexico surrounding areas. We want to thank Coach Ron Gallegos, and we want to make sure that you tune in on Mondays and Fridays for Stats and Chats on Native Winds Radio. We also want to make sure that you like and subscribe to Awakening Productions. All these likes and subscribes help us out here every day. So we want to make sure that we thank everybody and all the sponsors and listeners. We appreciate you all. We also want to thank Daniel Cordova and Yvette Lopez out there in Taos, New Mexico. Without them, none of this is possible. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Snedos. As we start off this fourth quarter, last quarter, Española has a chance to redeem themselves. It's a running clock. Bernalillo looks like they've replaced some of their players, but if you look at the line, I don't think so. I think they're going to try and hold and get the shutout. Because you get the shutout, you get more points in the playoff field and everything else like that too. Española takes over 1st and 10 on the 25. They break the huddle, and they got trips right, and their main isolated receiver on the short field right now. A quick slant to the isolated receivers. What I said, already too many times. Should happen. There you go. Slant to the middle, number 6, but quarterback's running to the other side.
Face mask.
That looked like a horse collar, face mask, something. And the flag is out.
2 flags. It looks like there's a face mask on the quarterback.
That's giving them a break, they got to use those to their advantage right now.
Speaking of shutouts, there in between the quarters, I noticed that Grants was up 50-0 on the final over Hagerman Lake Arthur. I'm sorry, Aztec 50-0.
That's
final.
A district game right there.
That's a district game as well.
So it looks like the 2 bottom teams that be on the bottom, Kirtland Central and Aztec. It's a fight between Taos, Española, and they could still make playoffs. There we go. Time set up again after that knockdown. Española breaks the huddle. Let's see what they're going to do. They got trips to the short end of the field. One set lone receiver on this side. It looks like they put Kofin on with the strong side. He's looking exactly. Goes to Kofin.
Oh, nice play.
And he's up to a 1st down.
That was a nice little movie step back. I've never been the fan of when the wide receivers take a step back or the running back, but it paid off this time, and they were able to gain 2 more extra yards, enough for the 1st down. Well, they marked them short of the 1st down they were on the far end of the field. It looked like he had it.
And that's a combination right there. Primero to Kofin. That's worked before. It's working right now, and they should just kind of keep up with it. But coach should isolate him on the other side, because if he goes one-on-one with a slack cornerback, it looks like that's what he did right here. They put trips on the left side, strong side.
He has him.
And he isolated him, and
a huge play
all the way
down to the 10-yard line. Good play, and he had the time, and he had enough time to get that ball out, and it was a beautiful pitch and catch play like you've been calling all day long. And
that's the combination right there. Primero to Kofin. It's working. So you got to keep it working until they double team him or does something. If the safety doesn't move over to the side, keep focusing on Kofin. Isolated with that cornerback, he's taking advantage.
If I was, I'd go right back to it on that same side, just throw it right at the pylon. And he looks like to have the size. Kofin has the size on the safety there.
That's why I say that's a
big the cornerback
right there. A quick slant play from Kofin into the end zone, and there should be a touchdown right there. Oh, he did a little wing.
And
no time.
And Bernalillo's defense smothers it. Primero for a loss of 5.
You got your little wheel routes and everything else, quick routes to give the quarterback, the time, because he's not going to do a Hail Mary or anything like that. No wide receiver should be running more than 5-10 yards.
2-step, 3-step drop, and then you have that, like they always say, like that inner clock in back of your head. You got to hear it. You'll feel the feet, the pressure's coming. You got that clock. The timer has to go off in your head.
I know we're at 9 minutes right now, running clock. Let's see, what down is it? I can't see. Second down at about 15, 16 with the loss of that sack. And there we go. Middle back to pass, looking to his right side, and he's getting pressure. But he takes it out. Oh, good game.
Oh, nice jump over. A hurdle over the safety.
That's going to make the highlights.
Down to the 2-yard line. That had the that looked like disastrous for another 5 or 10 yard loss, and he stepped up in the pocket and he made a great play down that left side of the field. A hurdle play. That's what you said, the talent that he had been having all day long, and that was a nice highlight of the few that they had for tonight's game.
That's your leader, you know. That's your quarterback. That's your leader, you know. He's got to step up, and he's got to force the issue right now and take his team in for a touchdown. Save face. You know, when you get shut out, that's not a good thing.
And that was a nice. You seen some life from the fans. You seen the coaching staff. Everybody was pretty happy on that play, and those are the plays that you need. You know.
We're bringing it back. Something happened. I didn't see any flags. I didn't hear anything. That's a heartbreak right there. But you can't let it get you down. You got to come back with response. You got to respond. You know, if it worked one time, it'll work again. And
so that personal foul takes him back. It looks almost to be a spot foul. Just took it all the way back to where they were. Almost. It still shows. It was 2nd and 18. Now it's 2nd and 22. With 8 minutes to play, like you said, that running clock now it's just chewing away now.
Yeah, they had a taste of the end zone right now, and they need to get that back right now. With trips to the strong side, single isolated back in that, and they're giving
let
him
it
room.
fly. He's open.
He stopped.
He stopped on the route again.
Oh, you need to go full blast, even if it was a cut. He's there. He's outsizing that cornerback. They should get to him more often.
I wonder if it's play calling or new terminology. That's something that they haven't been on the same page, like you said, pitch and catch that you've been seeing all season long. Because that's the 3rd or 4th one where the wide receiver stopped on the route.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of hard. In the last 3 years with Coach Wilder, they were a run team, run strong, heavy, wishbone, power eye. They never threw the pass. Now, new coach, and they pass 90% of the time, 95% of the time, and don't run. That, you know, to have a run-pass option, you got to run it too. So mix it up a little bit, and they're still going to trips to the strong side.
Same formation. It's been the same formation
Exactly.
all game.
It's a quick out to the outside, running back, just like a safe screen, but linebacker was right there.
That was a nice play on Española's part.
It was.
They just, that would have been nice to see earlier in the first half or earlier on in the game. But the defense, he had some room, but the safety stepped up and made a nice stick on number 1 there, and hats off to them as well.
Yeah, Benny Trujillo has speed. If he would have broken away, he could have gained more yards. But right now it's 4th down. You're not going to kick it. You're going to go for it because why? This is it. You cannot. And the same thing, that trips, single setback. What can you do out of this formation that they haven't done already? And Bernalillo's reading it because they're only sending 4 guys in, 5. Long pass to the outside, and it's
oh my gosh, what a beautiful catch.
Hey, wow, that touchdown.
Touchdown, Sun Devils.
There we go. Now, that saves face that you can do things that you should have done before.
There was 2 wide receivers in the area. I wonder which wide receiver, but he just went up and got the ball, and he stuck his hands up there and made a beautiful catch in between those 2 defenders. That was an amazing play. Hats off to him. Great catch by number 6.
And that's why it's important to have basketball players on your football team. That was a basketball player up there going for the catch. He got height. He got everything. I can't see these players not going for every single sport that you can play, especially a basketball player that plays football. It just benefits everybody. Multi-sport athletes are the most wanted athletes in the whole country, in the whole world.
We were blessed to play every sport possible.
Hit the goalpost and bounce back.
Just short.
6 minutes and 7 seconds. Still left in the 4th quarter. The Spartans 41.
All right, the clock will stop, but it's 41-7. It's still the 35-point rule running clock.
I know a lot of people don't think that there's moral victories, but I'll tell you what, I've been playing sports my whole life. 41-6 looks a heck of a lot better than 41-0. Nobody wants a 40 burger hung over their head.
We want to thank our sponsors, Native Winds Radio and Awakening Production Sports. We also want to be recognized by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and the New Mexico Athletic Association. Thank you to our sponsors, North Central Solid Waste Authority in Española, New Mexico, 7884 Dispensary in Taos, Sangre de Cristo Valley Market in Cuesta, New Mexico, Cuesta Lumber and Hardware, Wildcats Den in Cuesta, Super Save in Taos, Jemez Mountain Electric Cooperative, serving Jemez, Española, and surrounding areas. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sniddles. You know, just talking over with my colleague Dean over here like that too, and you know, they came out throwing the pass exactly like that during warm-up, and they should have stuck to that all night long. But that was a knuckleball, and it bounced at the 25, and this guy has speed, but he was taken down. 35-yard line. Bernalillo will take it 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. Española needs to really put their defense on check right now. Don't let them score again, and let the time run down. Bernalillo, all they have to do is just run the clock. Run the clock.
Run the clock, hand it off to that running back in the backfield or the QB snapper. And this is where it's always dangerous, right? Having your starting QB in the back, you know, in the game that's already put away on a running clock, you know, like you don't want him to get hurt, you know, so you got to make the right safe calls.
Yeah, I agree right there. You know, they got spread formation, twins, single setback. It's going to just be a basic handoff.
Oh, man.
Española was in the backfield before the snap even happened.
He sacked the running back and the quarterback. When they showed pressure, I was just about to say that they're dialing up pressure, and he took them out. That's a 12-yard loss. A little bit of motivation from that touchdown. Now it's, you know, showing on the defensive side, and 2 perfect blitz plays right over the nose tackle, and just one-on-one make a better play, and he did.
You want to leave out on a positive note, and, you know, if 82's leaving it on the field. You know, although hasn't been much earlier on, I guess he just wants redemption. And he's showing it right now. It looks like they're all coming in right now. They're all coming in, and don't need that. Your kicker, number 8, Ariel Quintana's playing defensive end, and he got a little bit too anxious, but they can afford it. They're playing a little bit more.
3 minutes, 23 seconds left.
There you go, until the end of the game. Gave him 5 yards. You know, you're a little bit excited. You don't want him to score again. You just want to, you know, finish off what you started.
Well, you know, hopefully Espinosa's trying to get the ball back here. You know, it's 3rd and 10, you know, maybe 3rd and 9. I don't see Bernalillo airing it out.
But technically, they shouldn't. You know, that's just not right.
Sportsmanship.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, there's a fumble, and then Española recovers.
Looks like they got it. Yeah, they do. This will give them a chance to score another time.
33 with the fumble recovery.
That's Dylan Sandoval, another quiet kid. This guy was all over the place last year, you know. Dylan the Bear Sandoval. I know his parents because they're at every game. They're right underneath the booth where I broadcast. So, yeah, he is a good playmaker, but he's only been used on defense. You know, a big change from last year, the last 3 years to right now. Some of the players that were really key in the last 3 years are not this year. So, you know, you see the speedsters doing all the plays, and some of your big boys are just sitting back.
So they have the same formation set up where they have 6 singled up here on the near side. After that touchdown, let's see if they go after him again. High snap.
It's a long pass. It's out. It's aired out.
Touchdown.
That was
your connection. Your boy, number 7.
Yeah. That was a mismatch from the very beginning.
Oh,
and
there's a penalty on the
unsportsmanlike conduct. I saw words being talked to each other. Don't do that, you know. Whether you're winning or losing or whatever else, just keep it cool, keep it calm. That better not negate the touchdown, because
it looks like they're still up on the board. They're signaling they're talking to the Española Valley coach there, so I'm assuming it's going to be against Bernalillo. And that's how they're it looks like it's going to stand.
On sportsmanlike conduct against Bernalillo. You know, you don't need things like that, especially this time of the game. You know, when it's already not really called, but still. But they're going to go for 2 points right now. It looks like because they got Primero coming back in instead of the kicker Ariel Quintana. So time running, minute 40. They can redeem 2 points, make it 14.
You know, that was nice. 2 beautiful thrown balls, so you know that the talent's there.
It is.
And
it is.
You
and
know
the
it's
combination
there.
just needs to be used a little bit more often. And this will stop the running clock. And there it is right there. Quick slant over the middle. And
just a little off timing.
Right.
You know, I forget I'm calling a game sometimes, and I turn into a fan and I start cheering before I forget to make the call and walked away from the mic there for a minute.
Yeah, no, it happens a lot. All right, 41-12. That negates the 35 rule, running clock, so the clock will stop. And it's a minute 40 seconds left in the game, so that's going to extend the time unless Bernalillo just runs, and just kills the clock and doesn't really gamble by throwing passes and everything else like that. Just hold on to the ball. Hold on to the ball, and you'll go far. But we got Española kicking against the wind. Bernalillo will have the wind against their back. And there was a penalty, which is going to...
Because the touchdown stand because of that personal foul.
The personal foul comes afterwards.
It comes afterwards on the kickoff, so they'll be pinned deep and
off the 45-yard line. All you have to do is kick it in the end zone, let him bring it out in the 20, make him work for 80 yards in a minute and 40 seconds. Now, I know if you have a 2-minute quarterback, you can do it, but
I have a feeling these guys are going to go for maybe an onside kick the way these guys are bouncing around. Look at the motivation in them. They have a little pep in the step. They're going to go for the onside kick.
No, he's angling, yup.
Oh, fumble. Went off the receiver's hands, and he was lucky to get it back in his because there was 3 Sun Devils ready to jump on him.
That was a good idea, done not well executed, but it was good gamble. You got to do stuff like that too when you got nothing left in your playbook or your box or anything. You got to go for what you think's going to happen, and more times than not, gamble pays off. All right.
And I kind of like to see, even though they're down, but you can see their body language for those, the body language for those the Sun Devils. They'll see a little bit more pep in their step, and a little bit more hustle, a little bit more vocal, you could just tell that they didn't have earlier in the third quarter or second quarter. They were a little beaten.
You got a little bit of miscommunication over here. You got sportsmanship also. Española kicked the ball off, but the Bernalillo kid went over there to go pick up the tee. So they caught it. And there you go.
Oh.
Run plays. Kill the clock.
Oh.
But don't let him get excessive. That's close to a first down right there. Missed tackles.
A nice juke by the running back.
Right. Minute 28, first down. 1st and 10. You can't give him 10 yards a shot. Can't give him 10 yards a shot. Let him run, but same time contain him. All right, they just stopped the clock to move the chains. And it's winding down. And all they have to do right now is...
victory formation.
Wow. How many timeouts does Española have? They can still call timeouts. And
well, they gave him first down. So.
Yeah, it's going to just be another handoff. And it's quarterback keep. But still, gets right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. And it goes down. Time keeps...
48 seconds
48
left.
seconds. And that should do it, You can do victory formation, take a knee right now, and just let time run out. Call it a day. Uh-oh. Whistle. Who's calling timeout?
Española is calling their final timeout. I believe.
Okay, final timeout. All right. So it was for naught, but Española still managed to score 2 touchdowns instead of getting blanked. That's a plus in a lot of books when they could have got blanked, which is positive on one side. Look at it as a positive.
We want to remind everybody tomorrow to tune in to Native Winds Radio and Awakening Production Sports for the homecoming game of Cuesta and Escalante tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We also want to make sure that you get out there for the 2nd annual Halloween Haunted House and Trunk and Treat presented by the Taos County Sheriff's Department to be held at the Super Save parking lot on October 31st in the late afternoon to the evening, starting around 3 p.m. If you'd like to be a sponsor or need more information, please contact Native Winds Radio at 575-779-9118 or admin@nativewindsradio.com. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Mr. Snenos. We got 38 seconds left in the game, and I'll right now look. They're lining up in victory formation because that was Española's last timeout.
And that has
and boom.
And that has to be a great feeling for Bernalillo, you know.
And that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, let the clock run out because.
Well, they called a tie. They looked like a.
Yeah, no time went off the clock.
I think they made a swipe at the ball, or they called another timeout. I'm not sure, but.
Oh, now they're circling the clock. Now the clock is going down. All right, the officials didn't start the clock when they should have. So it's going to run down now, and that, ladies and gentlemen, should be the game right now. But a valiant effort by Española to put up 14 points down to 12 points in the 4th quarter instead of getting blanked out. Simple little things that they're going to have to watch film and be careful if they're going to play next.
And that's it. 41-12. The Bernalillo Spartans. And here comes the sportsmanship handshake. And here, congratulations.
Yeah. Stay tuned for Taos Española next Friday night, October 3rd.
We want to thank everybody out there for tuning in and watching, listening, wherever you're at on Native Winds Radio or on Awakening Production Sports. I want to thank Coach Ron Gallegos for joining us here in Bernalillo. I want to thank Dean Archuleta for joining us as well. Thank you to Fidel Valdez for running the cameras and helping set up.